My wife and I are Tennesseans and newbies to off-roading. We were inspired by fascinating YouTube videos showing such incredible scenery. Shafer Canyon Trail was the first trail we did, and this video was our third visit in 2 years. We began the trail at the trailhead just inside Island in the Sky district of Canyonlands National Park. We arrived before 8 a.m. in order to be almost guaranteed that we would not meet any vehicles coming up the narrow switchbacks. The switchbacks are the most thrilling part of the trail and descend 1,500 feet through massive reddish sandstone cliffs to the valley floor. The views from these series of shelf roads and switchbacks are fantastic, but the thought of having to pass another vehicle on the switchbacks was a little intimidating. A little history of the road. Centuries ago, Native Americans used the route to reach the mesa top. Later, sheep herders used the trail to move large flocks between winter and summer foraging grounds. And then during the uranium mining days around Moab, mining trucks used parts of the Shafer Trail to haul uranium ore. After Canyonlands National Park was established in 1964, the trail has been primarily for off-roaders and other recreationalists who find the trail a wonderful adventure. The trail is named after a family of Mormon settlers named Shafer. Beginning in 1916, John Sog Shafer moved cattle from summer pastures on the mesa to winter grounds below. Shafer apparently did much to improve the trail. Much later, the Atomic Energy Commission further improved parts of the trail to accommodate uranium mining trucks. Although the trail is considered relatively easy, I found info that 2 people have died on the trail in the last 10 years. In 2017, a 54-year-old Michigan woman died after losing control of her motorcycle and falling over a 150-foot cliff. Other non-fatal incidents may have occurred too. If there is a moral here, it could be that serious accidents are always possible regardless of how easy a trail is rated. Several bicyclists coming up the switchbacks. More power to them. If you did meet anybody, then into these switchbacks there's room that you could pass, but you certainly hate to have to back up to let somebody pass. It's a vehicle coming uphill that has the right of way, and that's why we're out here early. Hopefully not to meet anybody.
I feel like this is where we met the bicyclist.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right.
He said it took several days for them to bike up the trail. I don't know where they stayed in the night.
But it's just a fantastic feeling if you be out here, have everything, the whole area to yourself.
Like I should take a picture of it.
Okay.
That's all right. Yeah.
Good. see over the hood to see where the road is.
When you're coming up, it's probably a different proposition.
Yeah.
You can't see over the...
Turn here.
Okay.
Should have put it in four-wheel. The last switchback here. It's definitely not a place that you want to try to park the vehicle. Unfortunately, on these switchbacks, you have a good view. You can see who's coming, so if you see somebody coming up the hill, you can stop at the switchbacks where there's room and let somebody pass, or wherever you find a place
Turn out like this.
pass. Yeah. Not that we were considering ourselves experts, but that's what you want to, I think, try to do.
You have to pay attention to where they are.
Hand side, so you don't want to go off on get too close on the left-hand side of the road either. And it's just a incline downhill to the valley floor.
Just poised.
Yeah.
Ready to come down.
I think this is where we stopped last time, so we'll stop here and get out and take a few pictures. We'll just take a little more video of Shafer Canyon Road. At some point the road changes into Potash Road.
walk up the arroyo?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are several dry arroyos along the road, and we stopped at one that looked especially inviting and walked up it several hundred yards. The arroyo is nestled against a cliff face on one side, which provided some shade. We stopped at a dry waterfall that had a small pond at its base. Surprisingly, the pond supported dozens of tadpoles, truly a miracle of the desert. We also noticed a lot of animal tracks around the water, indicating animals were drinking from it. Some of the tracks and paw prints did have claws, which made us just a little nervous, although the paw prints were not that large. They were probably from coyotes. At least that's what we told ourselves. There is probably not enough food here to support bears, though bobcats and mountain lions do inhabit the area. Now, Shafer Road, or it may become Potash Road, does border the Colorado River at some segments. A short walk rewards you with views from the cliffs of the river and its oasis of greenery. And if you keep alert, you might even see some Native American rock art along the road.
Well, it's kind of fun to walk up that arroyo and see a big little pond at the end where there's kind of a dry waterfall, but kind of a seep of water coming out one of the rock layers with tadpoles.
Water striders.
Yeah.
We came here at a good time because while we were in there, we heard a bunch of Jeeps or side-by-sides going by on the road, so people are starting to come up. Following the other side might be interesting sometime. It's a little wider down there.
Yeah. Yeah, you could walk quite a ways.
Oh, this is beautiful, the rocks.
Yeah. And the road goes out of the arroyo here. Again, so people go ahead and go down the arroyo. But we won't do that.
Trail is straight ahead along that pasture, but maybe not.
No,
Another turn.
the trailhead was back a ways, and it goes off to the right, follows the Colorado River, more or less. Might be fun to do the White Rim Trail sometime, but that's a more serious trail, and you need a permit to do it, and it's a fairly long trail. Some people actually just plan on camping out on the trail. There's a waterfall pour out, so you can't just walk easily down to the bottom. And now we're coming to some just really slick rock here. The vehicle coming. Good place to pass though.
He's holding on.
Potassium chloride and dissolve the up to these evaporation
Which is-
ponds.
A bunch of potholes right here. Okay.
And then when
As we're leaving the Utah State Trust land and coming up on coming up on something else.
private, I think this is private property here,
Yeah.
but they allow people to go through the property on the road. You can see these terraces ahead that are just dikes for different ponds. Can't see it here very well, but the water is a brilliant blue. They add a dye to increase evaporation rate.
All these these circular rocks just everywhere.
It's not really a front bucket loader, but just a front end loader. I think that's the technical term. You would think a civil engineer would know the
What
official
the heck
term.
that is. Something of the kind.
Scraper is what civil engineers call that equipment that runs along the ground surface, and you lower the hopper, and it scrapes up the soil or whatever.
We found a nice surprise near the end of the trail. We encountered huge, deep blue colored evaporation ponds. Now, shortly after the switchbacks on Shafer Canyon Trail, the road becomes Potash Road and runs through land belonging to Intrepid Potash. The company mines potassium chloride, KCl, which is a type of potash and which is used for fertilizer, as well as having medical and culinary uses. Apparently, the potash ore is about 3,000 feet underground, and the mine was opened in 1963. Sadly, soon after opening, an explosion ended up killing 18 miners. Then in 1970, the mine was converted into a solution mine. In this operation, water from the nearby Colorado River is used to dissolve the potash salt, and then the potash-laden brine is pumped into huge evaporation ponds in order to concentrate the potash. Reportedly, the process takes about 300 days. Interestingly, the pond water is dyed bright blue with copper sulfate to reduce the amount of time it takes for the potash to crystallize, since the darker water absorbs more sunlight. The copper sulfate supposedly also reduces algal and bacterial growth. Potash Road skirts these ponds for quite a ways and was very interesting to see. the end of Shafer Canyon Trail and Potash Road, more or less. Not too far ahead is a paved road. But I've enjoyed making this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. This is the first YouTube video that I have made, and hopefully can make some more. Please leave any comments that will help in the future, help me make better videos. Thank you.